The chapter opens with a young girl in tears, surrounded by nuns and other children trying to console her. Suddenly, a large man with a sinister grin strides forward, declaring himself their new father. He selects a boy and leaves the orphanage, visibly affecting the nun who quickly orders the children to stop crying. It's time for their training. In a flash, the children transform from innocent, cute, to handling weapons with the skill of seasoned warriors. From a nearby window, the man watches the children closely under the stern eye of a muscular disciplinary instructor. "These children have been trained in weaponry since they could walk," he remarks, explaining their role as tools molded by their adoptive parents, the buyers. In the car, he shows the boy a photo, instructing him to memorize the face. It's his target. Strict safety protocols are in place due to their danger, governed by 3 absolute principles. The first principle mandates unwavering obedience to a parent's commands. Despite warnings of pursuit from another vehicle, the man dismisses the threat, focusing solely on his instructions. Mechanically, the boy responds, "Order received, father." Suddenly, their car flips multiple times in a crash. Both the man and the boy are injured. The boy checks on the man, confirming he's alive. This incident introduces the second principle. Their abilities cannot be used without explicit parental consent. Armed men emerge from the pursuing vehicle. The boy pretends to be injured, signaling for help from the men. As one approaches with a gun, the boy swiftly strikes him with a glass shard, fatally injuring him. He then takes out the second gunman with a precise headshot. This triggers the third principle. When a parent's safety is threatened, all rules may be broken to resolve the danger. Elsewhere, the man shows records of the children to a potential buyer with a malevolent smile. "Interested in a purchase?" he asks, presenting records of a child with exceptional abilities who is now missing. Frustrated by the inability to locate him without parental involvement, he vents his anger. In another scene, Joseph bullies Hyunho, a fellow high school student, with another bully joining in. Joseph's leader intervenes sharply. Cheyenne, the second bully, conceals his anger with a veneer of civility. Later, Cheyenne takes Hyunho to a snack shop, noticing it shares a name with Hyunho's mother's shop. Despite his anger, Hyunho restrains himself. Cheyenne apologizes and introduces himself as Park Cheyenne. Back home, Hyunho's mother warmly offers snacks to Cheyenne, who gratefully accepts, mindful of Hyunho's wish to keep their interaction secret from Joseph. In another incident, Joseph humiliates Hyunho by contaminating his food and mocking his mother's shop. Enraged, Hyunho grabs a pen but stops himself, aware of his mother's presence. Joseph's anger escalates, drenching Hyunho with food. Later, Cheyenne arrives to find police and teachers investigating bloodstains on a window. Hyunho lies hospitalized, having suffered a severe beating from Joseph and his friends. Cheyenne learns the extent of Hyunho's injuries and the brutality of the attack. Meanwhile, Joseph and his allies discuss their next steps, with Joseph offering hush money to his friends. He probes for information on Hyunho's mother's location, hinting at further malice. At Hyunho's home, his mother sits devastated by her son's injuries. Meanwhile, Joseph and his friends attempt to assault Hyunho's mother, navigating a malfunctioning elevator to reach her apartment. Unexpectedly, they encounter Cheyenne, who confronts Joseph about his knowledge of Hyunho's mother's shop. Joseph confesses to spying on Hyunho and his family.
A confrontation ensues, with Cheyenne using a fire extinguisher to overpower Joseph and his gang. He reinforces the 3 principles the children were taught: absolute obedience to parents, strict approval for using powers, and suspension of rules in the face of parental danger. Cheyenne severely chastises Joseph, enforcing these principles to protect Hyunho and his mother.
Meanwhile, at the orphanage, the nun receives a call from Korea. The caller announces the discovery of the legendary figure from Dead Mansion, codenamed Seon.